All right, welcome to the Straight Red Card. I don't know why I'm giggling, but for whatever reason, that announcement still makes me giggle on occasion. This is a show where um, Brett drinks with some veracity, and I inhale things that are probably legal in your state or your country, wherever you're listening from. And we just have a good goddamn time. And hey, I also wanted to thank, before we get started on the player ratings, that guy who emailed me the Statler and Waldorf version of Brett and Derek. That was awesome. I wish you would have just mentioned who you are. That would be really cool. So
he had the proper amount of hair for me. Magnifique, magnifique. Amazing. Good work.
And he gave me that little tuft I still have left in the front of my, so it was perfect. And that's probably, he's basing that on the show photos that we used from 10 years ago. Good God.
Yeah, all right, maybe a little bit off of my artistic ability on the you and me picture.
I thought
yelling at the screen.
Yes, that was perfect. You had a thumbs up and I had a thumbs down. That was perfect too. Half glass, half full. Yeah,
no, it was perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect. So we're gonna use that.
Hey, and guys. Also, if you guys want to go out and create your own memes, send them to us. We'll use them.
We will.
We have a sense of humor, and we will roll with it.
If you want to make a Beavis and Butthead, Derek, and
okay, why not?
Brett, go for it.
I guess you'd be the butthead, wouldn't you?
I think I would, because I got the darker hair. Although they'd seriously have to chop some of
Beavis's hair off. Yeah,
his mane's too much.
It'd be like the Beavis and Butthead of like 40 years old or whatever, still watching MTV music. If that still happens, I mean, I don't know if they still play music at all.
There's music on MTV.
Maybe like MTV The Ocho or something. I don't know.
All right. Okay, so let's get to this. This is going to be probably pretty quick, but then I've said that before and it hasn't been. That's what she said. So we'll start with this time. Do I start with Turner all the time, or do I make you do it?
You give me Turner all the time.
Okay, I'll do it. I gave Turner an A.
Toss it. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, how could you not give him an A? Yeah, he got an A. He got an A.
What did he do wrong? Tell me. Nothing really. He just made a game-saving save, basically.
The difference between getting an A and an A plus for Turner at this point is he only had to make one or two really good saves.
Yeah, it's that.
If he had to stand on his head and make saves like Howard did against Belgium in the 2014 World Cup, that would have been an A plus performance.
Yes,
but you know what? An A is about the highest we can go without an absolutely stellar game.
Right, and I mean, even if you say, well, some of his long passes weren't very good, it's true, but he did his job back there for the most part. Okay, Vines is you.
I gave Vines a B.
I gave Vines a B as well. I mean, he just was good. He was above average. He played just one of the better games I've seen.
One of his better games, absolutely. Yep.
And he was solid defensively for the most part. And he, outside of not making some of the best crosses in the world, he was there for us, and he was very energetic. So I got to give him a B as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'll do more. I gave Moore a B as well.
So did I.
Yeah, this could be
We are 3 for 3 here.
Yeah, I know. So B and B, why? Because just like Vines, he was there. Because he was solid. He had a few questionable plays.
Sorry for the Mickey Mouse reference.
What'd you say?
He said, "Give him a B because why?" And I go, "Because we gotta."
Nobody's gonna know what that's about.
If you're an '80s kid, you'll know it.
Jesus, I was
ABC movie of the week. Come on. Sunday, about 2:00. That's what's up.
I was watching Mickey Mouse show reruns when I was a kid in black and white. In black and white, people, with a net Funicello. So how old am I? I'm so old, I'm crunchy. That's how old I am. All right. I'll do, no, it's you, Sands.
Ooh, I get Sands. I gave Sands a B plus.
I gave him a B.
I thought outside of that first 6 to 8 minutes of low, I thought Sands was solid enough.
I thought he was solid enough, but I also thought Anthony Robinson, or excuse me, Miles Robinson saved his ass on 2 occasions.
This is why Miles Robinson has a higher grade than Sands. Without giving too much away, spoiler alert. No,
I gave Robinson an A.
I gave him an A as well.
Now I rewatched the game tonight, and he did make a couple errors, but
sure,
those
going to happen.
Those are usually long passes, and the repercussions of those not coming off were not that bad. So,
if you want to bring up Robinson's pitfalls from that game, that's your prerogative. But he had a great game.
He just kept if he made a mistake, he made 5 times the amount of great plays. So
sure, yeah.
He was great in the air. He cut off shit. He anticipated shit. He cleared so many fucking balls. He cut off attacks before they started. He cut off attacks when they started. He was everywhere. I mean,
he's definitely making a name for himself as a contender for the center back 4 spots we got moving forward.
I think
absolutely.
I think he's on that list with Sands now and Zimmerman. I think all 3 of those guys can make an argument that they need to be thrown into a cage for a death match to decide who gets one of those spots.
Well, I mean, hell, we're looking at what Miazga, who has no team right now. He's training with Chelsea.
No, he's still with Chelsea.
Yeah, well, he has no team. Come on, please.
Yeah, okay, yeah. In reality, is on paper, he has one.
Yeah. So and you have a Richards who has no team right now too. He's training with Bayern, but I don't think he's going to be with Bayern in the end. Now, hopefully, he goes back to Hoffenheim, and this is a moot point. But just bringing it up, I mean, he might find himself on the bench for a good number of games here if he doesn't get loaned out.
Yeah, he's got to have his agents working overtime on that because he's just simply. I know a lot of people want to believe that if he stays at Bayern, he's going to get a lot of playing time this season. It's just not going to happen.
Oh.
He needs to move. He needs to move. He needs to go back to Hoffenheim where he was a starter for another loan.
They love him there. Just send him back.
And I know Hoffenheim want to buy him, but
that'd be great. I would actually like that move.
I would too, but if it's just another loan, do it.
Yeah, either way.
Force Bayern.
Get off the bench. Yep.
But
yeah, that's back to the point though. There's a number of players in this Gold Cup that are making a name for themselves, and maybe that's mainly due to our midfield woes, but they're definitely making a name for themselves, and they're in the contention.
Yeah, I think Moore is above Cannon right now.
Yeah, no, I agree with that completely.
I mean, he's just proven it. So he's just been the better option at right back, and I think Cannon has dropped a notch. And I think there are a lot of teams in Europe right now looking at Moore going, this guy's been buried in the Segunda League in Spain, so it's hard to notice him, but he's a quality player. He plays every game. He starts every game practically for his team, Tenerife, and he's come out here and shown he is more than game for that right back spot. Yedlin's injured, so he didn't play for Galatasaray this weekend, but, it's that whole spot would be open for debate, but really you're playing to be Dest's backup. So we'll see how that works out. I'll do Acosta.
Jumping back to Moore. I mean, Moore has got interest in whatever the Spanish league.
You mean the first league? You mean first division?
Yeah. He's definitely got interest there. They're looking. They may make a bid. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but. I would like to see him make a move up. I think he's definitely a solid enough player that he can jump up, make that move, and he's shown it. He's shown it, hand out.
Man, we really failed there. La Liga, people. It's called La Liga.
Yep. I couldn't think of it for the life of me.
You think you were the one doing Jenny Cush, not me.
Well, I'm on like 4th drink here, so chill.
Okay, that's fair. But I couldn't remember it either when put on the spot. Not for 30 seconds.
That Spanish, you know that thing over there.
Bundesliga, Premier League, La Liga,
Ligue 1. No, Ligue 1.
Okay. I will do Acosta.
Okay, let's move up.
All right, I gave him a B plus.
I gave him an A minus.
Okay, that's close enough.
Yeah, I thought he was spectacular. He made a couple mistakes, but I thought he corrected those mistakes more often than not.
Dude, he was feisty as hell.
He was a great game for Acosta, and I had to give him the A minus.
I'm not opposed to that, but I'm gonna stick with my B plus. I thought he made
Stick
enough
to your
errors to kind of downgrade him from the A area, but he made enough great defensive plays, and he was everywhere. That dude was everywhere. He saved our asses.
God, if only he got that goal, man, off that volley.
Oh, that would have been badass. He would definitely be an A for me if he scored a goal. But great performance from Acosta. I think
keep it up.
Making a case for himself as the backup to Adams.
Well, and to your point, I mean, with you wanting to, with you and me too in this sense, but wanting to see Sands as a number 6.
Yeah.
But if World Cup qualifying starts, next month in August, I think we have to look at the fact that Acosta is going to have to be the backup to Adams. Now, the funny thing is, he may also be in contention for one of the other 2 roaming 8s.
Yeah, you can throw. That's the great thing about him. If you have to throw him in at left back, he can do that. If you have to throw him in as one of the more advanced center midfielders, he can do that. So that's the great thing about, how Berhalter loves his utility players, which is why he's also going to love Sands, because Sands a utility player.
Sure, absolutely.
Center back, left back, right back, center defensive midfielder, holding midfielder. He can do whatever you need him to do.
Again, outside that first 6 to 8 minutes, he hasn't had a bad game for the U.S. in this Gold Cup. So Sands definitely has it in there.
Yeah, and how long have you and I been saying Sands and Parks, Sands and Parks?
Well, the funny thing is that even Berhalter's been saying Sands, but it's just been there's been I guess so unfortunate events occurring. I don't know if he was injured on certain points, but regardless, he was trying to get him in earlier camps, but he couldn't until Gold Cup. Now we're seeing why he was definitely touted by Berhalter. Now, mind you, you and I have been saying it too, and I'm sure a lot of people have been saying it too. Like, hey, let's get Sands in there. Let's get Sands in there. But yeah.
All right, you're next with Legit.
Oh, I get to go with Legit. I gave Legit a B.
I gave him a B minus.
I had him at a B minus in the first half, but I thought he did well enough in the second half, especially that first 5 to 10 minutes until he got gassed. And then maybe at that point he might have gone backwards. But I didn't notice anything super negative after he got gassed, outside of being gassed.
Well,
But I'm sticking with my B.
Once he got gassed, he started making some horrendous passes. He made like 3 bad passes in a row at one point late in the game. And at the same time, Stu was bitching and moaning about fucking Hoppe making too many individual efforts. Didn't even notice.
Also saying that Hoppe was gassed. He made that comment too.
Gassed. Yeah. Oh. In fact, Berhalter got lucky there. Mm-hmm. He left Hoppe in just long enough to score because he was already slated to be replaced.
Yeah.
So, he scored and then walked off the field. So,
mic drop.
Yes, exactly. So I didn't think very highly of Legit's game. Not highly enough to give him better than the B minus. I almost gave him a C plus, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I thought he made so many errors. I thought he killed a lot of attacks. Like the ball gets to his feet, and then instead of looking forward, he just goes, "I'm going to play the safe ball," which is what he does a lot, which is usually smart. Yep. But
you took my point there. I feel like that's his game in a nutshell. The problem, the benefit here is he's surrounded by a Pulisic or a Reina or a McKinney and maybe an Adams or just an Acosta for that matter. But he's surrounded by other players who can help pick up the attacking pace. And we're seeing Legit now in the Gold Cup where he's supposed to be the leader. He's supposed to be the age expert, and he does well enough at times, but then he ghosts and does bad things other times.
Yeah.
So I think we're seeing, and whereas we see like Robinson and Sands and even Busio to an extent, we're seeing benefits of the players. I think this Gold Cup, we're starting to see some of the negatives to Legit's game.
Yes. now that the other guys are really getting a chance to play game in and game out, Leggett doesn't look as good as he did before this tournament started.
Leggett was scoring goals prior to the Gold Cup with the U.S. team. And that's because there's a lot of other very talented players surrounding him that pick up the pace. And they get into opportunities and they lay it across, and he just has to be in the right place at the right time, you know?
But at the same time, you make a good point. Like, you need to have one guy on the team who's like, okay, I know you guys all want to go balls out forward, but hold on here. This isn't the best time to do it. So I'm going to pass it to somebody who's wide open, and we're going to get this thing started in a different way. That just becomes very frustrating late in the game when you're like, we need a goal.
We need a goal. Yeah.
So stop fucking passing.
I want to go to sleep. We need a goal.
Yes. And you're like, God damn it. Legit, quit passing it backwards. All right. You
BUSIO. I got BUSIO. I gave BUSIO B.
So did I. So we're again right even there.
I was going to give BUSIO a harsher grade initially, but his defensive the number of errant passes he made and attempts warranted an average grade at best. But his aggressiveness in the defense convinced me to give it that. Yeah. If we see that and we see a sharpness in his attack, he'll be a dangerous player. But we need to see those combined in all honesty.
I always give a guy who really is busting his ass out there an extra few points.
Sure, absolutely.
You know, I always do, but that was the most effort I have seen from BUSIO in this tournament.
He killed it in the defense. He did great.
He was like, I'm a pit bull out here. I'm going to bite some fucking ankles. I am getting physical, and I have not seen that from BUSIO. Not at Kansas City, not in this tournament. That guy last night, because we're recording it night after the game, was a fighter, and I like to see that. He was gritty.
It's clear somebody in USSF is watching all of our US versus Canada recaps. Because everybody, not just us, it could be 11 Yanks, it could be Tactical, it could be anybody. Fuck it. But people are pointing out the obvious, and maybe Berhalter's figuring it out. I don't know.
Maybe it's so obvious Berhalter's figuring it out, Brett.
No, that can't be right.
Maybe you might be the one suffering from a little paranoia.
No.
I know I have my whole Miazga issue we got to work out. But, all right. So I will do Hoppe. I gave Hoppe an A.
I gave him an A-.
Oh, tough grader.
Tough. Okay, so, yes, he got the game winner, and he did great in aggression. He did great in trying to create opportunities. But there was some points where he just tried to do too much.
Like when Turner had to save his ass after he lost the ball.
Yep. And then when you're getting dispossessed or you're making errant passes in our defensive third or our defensive half, for that matter. I mean, Hoppe had a great game. I thought he was great. He was one of the better players, especially in our attack. But there were certain negatives. And again, it's an A-.
Right.
That's still a phenomenal grade. The guy had a great game.
Yeah. I gave him an A because he scored the goal. I had him at A-, and then he scored the goal. I gave him an A. So I thought he was a bulldog as well. I thought he was a fighter. I thought he had grit. I thought he came out with a chip on his shoulder. I thought he was a badass. I thought he brought energy that a lot of our guys haven't in the past, but everyone did in this game. I got to give everyone credit for playing like this game really fucking mattered.
Why you get mattered? Would have thought.
And he also brought something that a lot of the other players can do. That is guile. That is trickiness. That is the willingness and belief to take fuckers on. And so for every ball he lost, taking people on, I gave him credit for double every time he did it, and it succeeded. So
you think I'm stuck in the corner here? I don't think so.
Nope, not stuck.
Not gonna happen.
Corner.
Yep.
I love it, dude. I love it.
He's definitely building up his stock and making a name for himself.
Yep. I think
it's making Berhalter's job a lot more difficult when picking those positions up top.
Yeah, and it's going to make a lot of people sad when he stays at Schalke in 2 Bundesliga. But, folks, he doesn't have much choice because
I found that since we've talked about it, but it seems like Schalke and both Bremen are aiming to utilize their players to get back up into Bundesliga 1.
Yeah, I mean, look at how few players Hamburg let go when they went down, and they're still 2 years now into 2 Bundesliga. Hamburg, one of the classic Bundesliga clubs, is stuck in 2 Bundesliga. So you don't want to get stuck down there too long, because once you stay down there too long, it's hard to get out.
Well, and it's funny to look at, say, somebody like Bremen with Sargent. And Bremen can look at, offloading Sargent and getting a relatively decent payday. But, I mean, they're looking at it and they're like, well, I feel like the benefit of having him on our squad is going to help us more in the race to get back into Bundesliga 1.
A lot better than selling him for $6 million.
Exactly. Yep.
Would you put that under the couch somewhere? But, these teams were...
Same thing with Hoppe in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Schalke. We're talking about motherfucking Werder Bremen. These are classic fucking regulars who make it to Champions League out of Bundesliga year after year after year. And now they're both relegated. And they want to get back as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal. And I don't think they're going to let mid-range players they're going to get only 8 million, 6 million for. I don't think they're going to let them go.
Well, so. It's obvious with Sargent. Let's use him as an example here. I know this is off topic, but he has 1 year left on his contract.
Right.
Bremen are looking at it and saying, well, the benefit of having him on our squad for the entire Bundesliga 2 tenure is going to outweigh the $6 to $8 million we're going to get if we sell him.
Yes.
So they're unfortunately for us, they're going to keep him, and then he's going to go on the free next year.
I mean, listen, if they get back to the Bundesliga, $6 million is nothing. It's nothing. Yep. It's pennies in a dead man's asshole. All right, it's nothing. They need to get back. They need to get promoted immediately. So, all right. Oh, fuck.
Let's get these let's hammer out these last few. So we got Areola. I got Areola as a B-.
C+.
Okay. I mean, I can see either way.
Close enough.
He had a couple nice plays, and but overall, just average. Yeah.
DK, C+.
I gave him a C+ as well.
I mean, come on, we need more from you, Daryl.
And I mean, he had a couple nice plays where he did the flick to Hoppe for a second opportunity where Blake stopped it.
True.
And then he also pressured to create the first opportunity for Hoppe to score, or Hoppe to make his shot near post, and Blake stopped it.
Yep.
So he had a decent game, but it was we need more. We needed more.
He didn't get enough touches, and that's not all his fault.
No.
But I also didn't see enough effort from him on Turner's long balls. Yep. It's like, dude, you've got enough time to figure out where to go and to get underneath this ball. Yeah. And sometimes the ball would come, and I rewatched it tonight. He would just stand there and let the other guy clear it. Get in there, man. Try to win that fucking header.
Well, this is one thing I'm talking about whenever I say Berhalter's not getting the most out of their nines. I mean, whoever plays there, whether it's Zardes, whether it's Sargent, whether it's DK, whoever, he's not getting the most out of them.
And don't tell me all those players suck.
Yeah.
Come on.
There has to be some either tactical reason or something, but every game we talk about it. We talk about how the center forward, he didn't get the service he needs, or he didn't do this, and it's not really his fault, but we're talking about this, but it's every game. Why is it every game? Why are we trying to squeeze a square peg into a round hole? Yeah, something has to change tactically, and I think it has to do with the formation as a whole. And we can still do a 4-3-3, but kind of vary it up a bit.
You could, or you could do something else. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to do something else, you've got to make we've talked about, DK chipping headers to a second striker like Hoppe running off his side.
Would be amazing.
Why not
Would be
give it a
amazing. Fuck it.
It would be great. Hoppe is the ultimate poacher.
I mocked Filippo for posting a 4-4-2 formation, and I go, dude, that's my shtick. Leave it alone.
How do you respond?
He liked it.
Okay. Filippo likes it. All right, so Zardes C+.
Yeah.
I almost didn't give him a grade because I just don't remember him being on the field.
He had a flop. Remember the flop?
Oh, the flop. That's right. I texted you. I said, in 20 seconds, you will see a flop.
Yep.
Because you were 20 seconds behind me.
Yep. We every time we do these shows and stuff like that, I have to text Derek. And I'm like, hey, dude, what time are you at right now? And he tells me, I'm like, all right, you're about 20 seconds ahead of me. No spoilers, please. Because what's going to happen is Derek's going to be like, oh, that was an amazing goal. And I'm like, dude, it hasn't happened yet. Oh, man.
But I felt it was okay.
You did a pretty good job. You did a pretty good job.
I didn't say who was going to flop. I don't think I just said in 20 seconds you will see a flop. So, and then you're like, yeah. All right. Who we got? Roldan, I gave a B.
I gave him a B-, but I understand why you gave him a B. I thought he had a great game. That's weird for me to say. But I thought Roldan did well.
For what you want him to do, he did what you wanted him to do. You just can't.
He got the assist.
Yeah,
great.
You can't play Roldan in that position for 90 minutes, or you will have a exhausted, worn out, and dead tired right back. So he did what he did in the 20 minutes, 30 minutes that he played. And he put in the cross, so I moved him up from a B- to a B because he got the assist.
He went from a C+ to a B- for me.
Okay, that's fair. Who else? Well, Gio Caccini, I gave an incomplete.
I gave him a B- just for his effort that he was putting in there for that short stint that he was there.
10 minutes.
Let Berhalter give your subs a chance, to produce. Come on. No, I gave him a B- because even though it wasn't the prettiest performance and he didn't do anything spectacular by any means, but he put in the effort. And again, we talked about that. I will give a couple extra points for somebody who puts in the effort.
Yeah, I guess I just felt bad giving him a grade on like 10 minutes of play. So I just didn't. I gave him an incomplete. So I gave Cannon an incomplete as well.
I gave him a C+ because, he didn't do anything. So he had
a C+.
He had a so-so game, whatever. I had to give him something. I was like, you mocked me for my incompletes for a couple for Yule and Roldan last game.
Yeah, but I gave some incompletes last game too.
I'm just saying it was. I felt like I needed to give a grade this time, and so I gave him the average grade, a little above average actually.
You did. You should have gave him just a C.
Well, yeah. Now so edit that in there. I gave Cannon a C. No.
C for Cannon.
Whatever.
Starts with a C.
He was average. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything great. Whatever.
Yep. All right, so we're going to end this segment before it gets too long, and I want to kill myself with a nice pick to the skull.
Before it gets too long.
Oh,
please.
Oh, hold on now.
We're almost 30 minutes into this. Oh.
Hold on, Waldorf. Let's not. Yeah, it is too long. That's what she said. All right.
Hey-o.
Until the next time on Straight Red Card, have a good puff.